I'm Dr. Ramya, Associate Professor in the Department of Mathematics, Bharat Institute of Higher Education and Research. Course name is Advanced Calculus and Algebra. Subject code U20 MABT02. The topic name is Laplace transform. First, transformation. A transformation is an operation which converts a mathematical expression to different form, but that should be equivalent form. Laplace transform is the integral transform of the given derivative function with the variable t to convert into complex function with the variable s for t greater than or equal to 0. Let us assume f of t be the function which is satisfies some conditions, so that Laplace transform of t, it is denoted by L of f of t or f of s, is defined by the equation L of f of t is equal to 0 to infinity e power minus st f of t dt, where t greater than 0. When the Laplace transform will be exist, so that is another name is sufficient conditions for the Laplace transform. One is, first condition is f of t should be continuous or piecewise continuous in the closed interval a comma b, where a greater than 0. And second condition is f of t should be an exponential of order. The two conditions will be satisfied. That is Laplace transform. This is a sufficient condition for the Laplace. Some basic formulas using the Laplace. So first one is L of e power minus at, that is equal to 1 by s plus a, where s plus a greater than 0. Second is L of sin at, that is equal to a by s square plus a square, where s is greater than 0. Similarly, cos at is equal to s by s square plus a square, where s greater than 0. And sin hat is equal to a by s square minus a square. Here s square is greater than a square. L of cos hat is equal to a by s square plus a square. Similarly, here also s square is greater than a square. One important property and basic property is linear property. That is L of a f of t plus or minus b g of t, that is equal to a L of f of t plus or minus b L of g of t. So here the a and b are the constant. We can take outside of the Laplace. Some examples using the Laplace transform. We have to find the Laplace transform of 1, constant 1. So let f of t is equal to 1. That is a function here. Actually, by the definition of the Laplace transform, f of s is equal to 0 to infinity e power minus st f of t dt. We have to take the integral of the e power minus st. So the integration of e power minus st is e power minus st by minus s. We go to substitute the limit. After substituting the limit here, upper limit and lower limit, we got 1 by s minus e power minus as by s. We got to apply the limit. Then finally we got 1 by s. Here for all s greater than 0. So the Laplace transform of 1 is 1 by s. Another example is f of t equal to t. We got to find the Laplace transform of t. So by the definition Laplace transform, 0 to infinity e power minus st f of t dt. Here f of t is t here. So now integration with respect to t. Here after integration we got, that is limit a tends to infinity 1 by s square minus e power minus as by s square of sa plus 1. Now to apply the limit, a tends to infinity. So we got 1 by s square. here where s greater than 0. So the Laplace transform of f of t is equal to 1 by s square. Some problem. Find the Laplace transform of L of t power 5 plus e power 3t plus e power minus 2t. First of all, we have to separate the terms. For every term, we have to take the Laplace. That is Laplace of t power 5 plus Laplace of e power 3t plus Laplace of 5 e power minus 2t. So, by the basic formula, that is L of t power n is equal to n factorial by s power n plus 1. Here we are having L of t power 5. So, 5 factorial by s power 5 plus 1. The second one, L of e power 3t. So, L of e power at is Laplace transform, that is 1 by s minus a. So, we are having a is 3. So, Laplace transform of e power 3t is 1 by s minus 3. Similarly, Laplace transform of 5 e power minus 2t is 5 by s plus 2. So, at last we got Laplace transform of t power 5 plus e power 3t plus e power minus 2t is equal to 5 factorial by s power 6 plus 1 by s minus 3 plus 5 by s plus 2. Next, Laplace transform of 1 by root t. So, L of 1 by root t. Actually, root t, 1 by root t can be written as t power minus 1 by 2. So, L of t power minus 1 by 2 is by the gamma function. We have to apply here. So, gamma of minus 1 by 2 plus 1 by s power minus 1 by 2 plus 1. So, it becomes gamma 1 by 2 by s power 1 by 2. Gamma 1 by 2 is root pi by root s. So, it becomes root of pi by s. So, L of 1 by root t is equal to root of pi by s. Next important property, shifting property, that is L of f of t equal to f of s, L of e power at f of t equal to f of s minus a. L of f of t equal to f of s, L of e power minus at f of t equal to f of s plus a. So there is shifting property here, e power at using e power at and e power minus at. Next example of exponential order. So we have to check it whether the t square is in exponential order. So by the definition of the exponential order, limit t tends to infinity e power minus st f of t. So limit t tends to infinity e power minus st. For example, we have taken t square. So it can be e power minus st can be written as, that is 1 by e power st. So it gives limit t tends to infinity t square by e power st. So now we have to apply the limit of that. If you apply the limit, we got infinity by infinity form. So apply the L'Hospital rule. So if you apply the L'Hospital, that is differentiation of that both numerator as well as denominator, it become limit t tends to infinity 2t by s e power st. Now again we have to apply the limit, it become infinity by infinity form. So again we have to apply the L'Hospital rule, limit t tends to infinity 2 by s square into e power st. Now apply the limit t tends to infinity, it become 2 by infinity. So any number by infinity is 0. So the exponential order of the t square is 0. Next, shifting property example, L of t power n e power minus at is equal to L of t power n where s tends to s plus a. First of all, we have to calculate the Laplace transform of t power n, that is n factorial by s power n plus 1. So now in the place of s, we replace by s plus a. So n factorial by s plus a whole power n plus 1. So L of t power n e power minus at n factorial by s plus a whole power n plus 1. Next, another example for the shifting property, L of e power at sin hbt is equal to L of sin hbt s tends to s minus a. So the Laplace transform of sin hbt is b by s square minus b square. So now s tends to s minus a, by using the shifting property, we got b by s minus a the whole square minus b square. So L of e power at sin h bt is equal to b by s minus a the whole square minus b square. Next, definition of the periodic function. A function f of x said to be periodic if and only if f of x plus p is equal to f of x. This is true for all values of p and every values of x. The smallest positive value of p, that is equation, is true for every value of x. This is called the period of the function. Next, inverse Laplace transform. Some more examples of the inverse Laplace transform. That is L inverse of 1 by s equal to 1. Similarly, L inverse of 1 by s power n equal to t power n minus 1 by n minus 1 factorial. Next, L inverse of 1 by s minus a equal to e power at. Another one, L inverse of s by s square minus a square is equal to cos h at. And L inverse of 1 by s square minus a square is 1 by a into sin h at. L inverse of 1 by s square plus a square equal to 1 by a sin at. So using this one, some problems. That is L inverse of 2s by s square minus 16. So L inverse of 2s by s square minus 16. By the linear property, 2 is taken outside, it becomes L inverse of s by s square minus 16. So 2 you have to keep as it is. L inverse of s by s square minus 16 is cos h 4t because a is 4. A square is 16 is given. Next, find L inverse of s minus 3 by s square plus 4s plus 13. We have to find the Laplace inverse. But the denominator we have to arrange the terms. Some more we have to add and subtract. It becomes, the denominator has to be written as s plus 2 the whole square plus 13 minus 4. Just add and subtract 4. So it becomes L inverse of s minus 3 by s plus 2 the whole square plus 9. Now it becomes s plus 2 minus 5 by s plus 2 the whole square plus 9. Now it becomes, the denominator can be written as s plus 2 the whole square plus 3 square minus 5 into L inverse of 1 by s plus 2 the whole square plus 3 square. So by the definition of the shifting property, it can be written as, the first term can be written as e power minus 2t into L inverse of s by s square plus 3 square. And same thing, the shifting property we have to apply here. So 5 by 3, L inverse of 3 by s plus 2 the whole square plus 3 square. So it becomes e power minus 2t, L inverse of s by s square plus 3 square is cos 3t minus 5 by 3 by the shifting property e power minus 2t L inverse of 3 by s square plus 3 square. Now L inverse of s minus 3 by s square plus 4s plus 13, that is equal to e power minus 2t cos 3t minus 5 by 3 e power minus 2t into sin 3t. Next, L inverse of 5s square minus 15s minus 11 by s plus 1 into s minus 2 the whole cube. By using the partial fraction, you have to separate the variables. So 5s square minus 15s minus 11 by s plus 1 into s minus 2 the whole cube. By the partial fraction, it can be written as a by s plus 1 plus b by s minus 2 plus c by s minus 2 the whole square plus d by s minus 2 the whole cube. How to take the LCM? It becomes 5s square minus 15s minus 11 is equal to a of s minus 2 the whole cube plus b of s plus 1 into s minus 2 the whole square plus c of s plus 1 into s minus 2 plus d of s plus 1. So now we need to calculate the value of a, b, c, d. So first we have to substitute s equal to minus 1 in the equation. If you apply s equal to minus 1, the both left hand side and right hand side, we got a equal to minus 1 by 3. Next, we can compare the coefficients also. So now we are comparing the coefficient of s cube. That is, left hand side is no s cube term. So 0, that is equal to right hand side is a plus b. which implies b equal to minus a. We know already the value of a. So b equal to 1 by 3. Another one is substitution. Put s equal to 2 in the equation. We got d is equal to minus 7 we got. Similarly, if you put s equal to 0 in that one equation, minus 11 is equal to minus 8a plus 4b minus 2c plus d. So in the place of a, we have to replace b and d. So we can get easily c value. After simplification, we got c equal to 4. So all the constant value we have to substitute in the equation. So it become minus 1 by 3 by s plus 1 plus 1 by 3 by s minus 2 plus 4 by s minus 2 the whole square minus 7 by s minus 2 the whole cube. Now after calculating the constants, now we have to take the Laplace inverse. So inverse L inverse of 5s square minus 15s minus 11 by s plus 1 into s minus 2 the whole cube. So the constant term by the linear property we can take outside, minus 1 by 3 of L inverse of 1 by s plus 1. Similarly, second term also the constant term we can take outside. So 1 by 3 of L inverse of 1 by s minus 2. 4 is outside, L inverse of 1 by s minus 2 the whole square minus 7 of L inverse of 1 by s minus 2 the whole cube. So now minus 1 by 3. L inverse of 1 by s plus 1 is e power minus t. Similarly, plus 1 by 3 into L inverse of 1 by s minus 2 is e power 2t plus 4. 1 by s minus 2 the whole square is by the shifting property e power 2t into L inverse of 1 by s square. Similarly, minus 7 e power 2t L inverse of 1 by s square. Now minus 1 by 3 e power minus t plus 1 by 3 e power 2t plus 4 e power 2t into t minus 7 by 2 e power 2t L inverse of 2 by s cube. Now again we have to calculate the L inverse of 2 by s cube is, that is t square, but 2 taken outside. Now finally the Laplace inverse of 5s square minus 15s minus 11 by s plus 1 into s minus 2 the whole cube, that is equal to minus 1 by 3 e power minus t plus 1 by 3 e power 2t plus 4 e power 2t into t minus 7 by 2 e power 2t into t square. Next theorem is convolution theorem. If f of t and g of t be the two functions, here we have taken the two functions, then the convolution is defined by f of t star g of t is equal to 0 to t f of u g of t minus u into du. By using the convolution theorem, one problem, L inverse of 1 by s plus a into s plus b. So L inverse of f of s dot g of s equal to L inverse of f of s star L inverse of g of s. So now in the problem, L inverse of 1 by s plus a into 1 by s plus b. Separate the variable, it become L inverse of 1 by s plus a star L inverse of 1 by s plus b. Now we have to take the Laplace inverse of 1 by s plus a, that is e power minus at. Similarly, Laplace inverse of 1 by s plus b, e power minus bt, that is f of t and g of t. Now f of t star g of t is equal to 0 to t f of u g of t minus u du. Now we apply the convolution theorem. So in the place of the first function we apply by t by u. In the place of second function we apply in the place of t minus u. So it become 0 to t e power minus au e power minus b of t minus u du. Separate the variable. So e power minus au e power minus bt e power bu. So here integration is with respect to u. So the t term is considered as constant. We can take outside. So e power minus bt into 0 to t e power minus of a minus b into du. That is, now we take the integral with respect to u. It become e power minus bt e power minus of a minus b of u by minus of a minus b. The limit is 0 to t. Upper limit and lower limit how to substitute. It become e power minus bt of e power minus of a minus b of t by minus of a minus b, minus lower limit is 0. So e power 0 is 1. So 1 by minus of a minus b. Now the denominator a minus b is common. That is, you can take an outside. It become e power minus at by that is a minus b of 1 minus e power minus at into e power bt. So the convolution is eliminates of 1 by s plus a into 1 by s plus b. The value of this value, that is 1 by a minus b of e power minus bt minus e power minus at. Next, initial value theorem. If L of f of t is equal to f of s, then limit t tends to 0, f of t is equal to limit s tends to infinity, s f of s. This is the initial value theorem. By using the initial value theorem, we can calculate the two things. So given function is, that is L of f of t is equal to 1 by s of s plus a. So we have to find limit t tends to infinity f of t and limit t tends to 0 f of t. So first, limit t tends to 0 f of t is equal to limit s tends to infinity s f of s by the definition of the initial value theorem. So limit s tends to infinity s f of s, that is L of f of t, is given in the problem 1 by s of s plus a. S is cancelled, remaining 1 by s plus a. Now we have to apply the infinity limit applied. It become 1 by infinity, that is 0. So we got limit t tends to 0, f of t equal to 0. Similarly, we have to find limit t tends to infinity, f of t. But limit t tends to infinity, f of t is equal to, by the initial value theorem and final value theorem, limit s tends to 0, s f of s. It becomes s tends to 0, yes, f of s is given in the question 1 by s of s plus a. S is cancelled, limit s tends to 0, 1 by s plus a. We got to apply the limit here, s tends to 0, 1 by a. This is verified. Thank you.